Hey everybody, this is Jonathan, and today we're going to be going over an oblique sweep. This is an oblique exercise. It's performed on 2 to 3 white springs. We'll focus on the left oblique today. Kneel on the carriage on the middle, second stitching. Your left hand is going to pick up the left long strap for your left oblique, and listen. You're going to pull the strap in. Your free hand is going to grab the rope, and then you're going to pull the rope in to ease the slack of the strap so that you can easily put it through your foot. Because what you're going to see people do is they're going to pull the carriage in, then you're going to sit down, they're going to put it through their foot, and then they have to find some awkward way to get back up without losing the cable. By pulling the carriage cable in, then pulling in the rope with the other hand, I find it the most easy and effective. Go down to our hands and knees wide apart. Stay closer to the side where we picked up that cable. We don't want our legs very wide, just underneath the hips. We don't want the knees forward. We want them underneath our hip, and it's going to be different for everybody. Bring your right hand to the side of the carriage, and then we're going to lift up your left leg, pointing your toe. We want to make sure the hip is above the knee, and then pulling the carriage in with your right hand. We're going to be lowering the leg down to the side of the body of the frame. And then exhale as you pull the carriage in with your right hand. Sweep your leg back as you point your toe. And then slowly lower the leg down and forward back to the starting position. What I see people do incorrectly is, one, they'll swing way too high up, and then you'll see how my back is no longer in a tabletop and that my back is arched. You only want to go as high as maybe the tabletop position, and maybe a little bit even lower if you wanted to. In order to make this lighter, you can scoot more forward to the edge of the carriage, and to make it heavier, you scoot away. That's going to make the cable lighter or heavier. I'm going to show you from an angle from behind what the hips should and should not look like. You can see that my knees are underneath my hips. They're wide apart evenly. And then what we'll do is we'll lift up the left leg. But most people, when they're sweeping down and up, their hips lean out like this. That's when you got to come by and fix them by pushing their hip in so that their hip is right above the knee as they go down and up, sweeping through their toes. Another thing that I see is people aren't engaging their core. You come by and you grab your fingers and you poke their stomach to lift. And then you'll notice that my arched back is now tabletop as soon as you just put a little pressure into their stomach. This is a very strenuous and challenging exercise. It's going to increase your heart rate a lot. The shoulder of the sweeping leg is going to burn. You're working your legs, your butt, and your oblique. And sometimes the sweeping oblique is the one that people don't feel. That's okay. Some people are different. Some people will feel it in the sweeping oblique. Some people will feel it in the non-sweeping side, and that's fine. What you can do is you can give them more springs and see if that helps them, but they might not be able to control their hip anymore because it became too heavy. If someone needs to modify, you can come by and lessen the spring load. I don't recommend this on one white spring because what's going to happen is they're going to swing too fast, and then the cable is going to get loose, and then they'll fly forward, and I'll show you what that looks like. If it was on one white spring and someone did not know how to go very slow like this, and they went too fast, this is what's going to happen. They're going to sway up, the cable's going to wobble, and then they're going to fall forward or something like that. So it's very important to say 2 to 3 white springs. 2 is lighter than 3, and that is an oblique sweep.